Okay, so we were doing proprietary ratio, and this is another question we have to solve. Now, see, it is given non-current assets are given, current assets are given. So this time both assets are given, I can easily calculate the total assets. Long-term borrowings are given, long-term provisions are also given. I will be able to calculate debt also. So, and I need shareholder fund. So I have information regarding non-current liabilities and current liabilities, but at the same time, I am having information regarding total assets also. So I will be able to calculate shareholder fund also. So now we will start the question. Okay. So first we will calculate the value of total assets. Total assets is equal to non-current assets, non-current assets plus current assets is equal to, now non-current assets are 11 lakh, current assets are 3 lakh, 14 lakh, total assets are 14 lakh is equal to 14 lakh. See, one thing also I should make it clear to all of you, that suppose you are doing this question now and you can easily complete this part in exams. So I will request this, whatever easy part you find, try to complete that part at least. Sometimes we don't get time, or sometimes we become nervous also. So we even miss some easy parts also. This step will be having some marks also. If you are calculating total assets, that step will also be given some marks. So that's why try to manage your paper with some tricks like this also. Then next you have to calculate the shareholder fund. Now formula for shareholder fund will be automatically shareholder fund is equal to total assets minus, no, total assets minus what? I will deduct the long-term borrowings and long-term provisions and current liabilities. Obviously, the remaining will be the shareholder fund. So minus non-current liabilities minus current liabilities minus yes. So this will be the formula. Okay. Now again I will rename current non-current liabilities is equal to total assets, because two non-current liabilities are given, minus long-term borrowings minus long-term provisions minus current liabilities. Okay. Now total assets we have calculated 14 lakh minus long-term borrowings will be how much? Long-term borrowings will be 4 lakh. Long-term provisions will be how much? Long-term provisions are 12 lakh. And current liabilities are given 1 lakh. In this way, please write each and every step. So it will become 10 lakh minus 2, 8 lakh minus 1, 7 lakh. So it will become 7 lakh. So now I have both values. So here I can write now is equal to shareholder fund is 7 lakh multiplied by 100. Generally we multiply by 100 in case of proprietary ratio. Generally we express it in percentage terms. So now total assets are 14 lakh. So this way, if I will calculate it further, it will become 700 upon 14, 700 upon 14, and this can be expressed as 50%. If you will divide 700 by 14, it will come 50, and because here I have multiplied it by 100, that's why this ratio will be expressed in 50 terms. Otherwise, it will be only 7 upon 14, and that will, your answer will be 0.5:1. So it means now what it means? It means that 50% of the total assets has been financed from owners' funds, and rest of the 50% has been acquired with the help of borrowed funds. So this is the this is all about this ratio, proprietary ratio. Now next ratio is interest coverage ratio. The formula you can see first: net profit before interest and tax. Now what is the meaning of net profit before interest and tax? That we will be discussing. And then upon fixed interest charges. Now first thing, why we are calculating this ratio? See, third point, it indicates the number of times the amount of interest on long-term debts is covered by the profits out of which interest will be paid. So it is giving the number of times of the amount of interest. See, company has to pay interest compulsorily. First thing, either you are having sufficient profits or you are not having sufficient profits, that is not a matter. Profit is enough or not enough, or you are earning loss, even then you have to pay the amount of interest on your borrowings. First thing. Now creditors want to check whether this company will be able to pay my interest on time. How much safe is my interest? Because obviously company will be paying interest out of its earnings. But even if it is not earning, then obviously at some point of time, it will create a trouble for the creditors and for the company also. If company is earning losses continuously or company is not having sufficient profits continuously, then after 2, 3, 4 years, it will become a trouble to pay the interest because company is not earning anything. So that's why creditors are checking that how much safe is our interest. Suppose I have to pay interest rupees 10,000 per year and my earnings are 30,000 or 40,000 per year. So if somehow due to like corona like situation, my incomes reduces to 25%, even then I will be having a profit of 10,000, 40%, 25% of 40,000 will be 10,000. So even then I will be in a situation to pay interest at least. So that way creditors will be checking their security for their interest. So they are just observing that whatever the total amount of interest liability is there on the part of the company, how much times they are earning profit in comparison to that liability of interest payment. Profit before, now how you will be calculating profit before interest and tax? See, this is the statement of profit and loss. In profit and loss, first you are writing your sales, that is revenue from operations. Then you are adding other incomes like interest you are receiving or dividend you are receiving or any rent you are receiving or any commission you are receiving, that will be termed as all other income. So these all are the incomes of the company and these all will be added. Out of these total incomes, you will be subtracting your all expenses, including interest. So from your total income, you have subtracted your total expenses, means you have subtracted your interest also. Then afterwards you got profit before tax. Means out of this profit till now, tax has not been paid. So when you pay the tax, then you get profit after tax. So profit before interest and tax, how you will be calculating? Suppose question has given you this profit after tax. So first add back the tax, then you will reach to the profit before tax. And then again add back this interest which you have subtracted earlier. So then you will be reaching to the profit before interest and tax. So this formula has been written here. Profit after interest and tax plus interest on long-term debt. And interest on long-term debt, how you will be calculating interest on long-term debt? Suppose you have been given a balance sheet, and in the balance sheet, in long-term borrowings, it is written 10% debentures. So now 10% is the rate of interest, you all know, and amount of debentures is also written there. So you can easily calculate the amount of interest. 10% of, suppose 1 lakh is the loan amount. So 10% of 1 lakh will be 10,000. So this is your interest on long-term debt. And as many as loans are written there, rate of interest is given there, calculate separately for each and every one, add them up, and you will get your total long-term interest, how much interest you have to pay. I hope these calculations are clear, and if it is not clear, even it will be clear now when we will be doing numericals. Now see point number 1 and 2. For net profit before tax and interest, see statement of profit and loss and search net profit before tax. In this profit, add back financial cost, because interest is always written in financial cost. You can see the notes to accounts to financial cost. There you will be finding the total amount of interest calculated in the balance sheet. Given in expenses in profit and loss, financial cost includes fixed interest charges. So these points have been written when you are doing your project work. At that time, you need these points. You can observe these points and you will be able to search these all points for your calculations in your annual report. Now see question number 20. We have to calculate the interest coverage ratio. Akshara Limited has 8% debentures of rupees 5 lakh. So now total amount of loan is 5 lakh and the rate of interest is 8%. Its profit before interest and tax is rupees 2 lakh. Its profit before interest and tax is rupees 2 lakh. So now this time you have been given profit before interest and tax automatically. You don't need to calculate it. Now you calculate interest coverage ratio. So first I will calculate interest, fixed interest charges, fixed interest charges is equal to 5 lakh multiplied by 8 upon 100. 5 lakh multiplied by 8 upon 100. So this way your total interest charges will be 40,000. So your fixed interest charges are 40,000. I hope it is clear. Now net profit before interest and tax is already given to me, and that is 2 lakh. And fixed interest charges are given 40,000. So your interest coverage ratio will be always expressed in times. It will come 5 times. Means company is earning a profit 5 times of their total interest liability. So now creditors can feel much safe, because even if the company's earnings goes down by 50%, even then they will be earning sufficient profit to pay the interest, and company will be able to pay interest on time. Now see the next question. ABC Limited has 10% debentures of rupees 7 lakh. So its profit after interest and tax is rupees 1,68,000. This time you have been given profit after interest and tax. So how we will be calculating profit before interest and tax? Now first we will calculate this. I will write the formula here. Interest coverage ratio is equal to net profit before interest and tax upon fixed interest charges. Now fixed interest charges will be 7 lakh is the amount of loan. 7 lakh multiplied by 10 upon 100. 7 lakh upon into 10 upon 100. Because the rate of interest is this time 10%. So your total interest will be 70,000. Total interest cost will be 70,000. Now how I will be calculating net profit before interest and tax? Net profit before interest and tax is equal to, it is given 1,68,000 and I have to add tax also and I have to add interest also. Now first see this term, it is given 40%. Here the amount of tax is not given. If it would have given in absolute terms, how much is the amount of tax paid by the company, then it would have been easy. But now it becomes a little bit tricky. How it becomes tricky? That suppose here I am having a profit before tax of rupees 100. And then tax rate is suppose 40%. Tax rate is 40%. So obviously my tax will be 40. And profit after tax will be now only 60. Please be clear about these things. I am assuming that my profit was suppose 100, profit before tax, and my tax is 40. Obviously, I can calculate tax now. And then afterwards, whatever afterwards left, it will be only 60 rupees. So means this profit which I have been given in the question, that is 1,68,000. It is only 60%. So if I will divide it by 60%, divide by 60%, and I will multiply it by 100 because I want to calculate profit before tax. Then I will be getting profit before tax. So it will become profit before tax. First I should write only net profit before tax. Now if you will solve it, now so you can write it 1,68,000 multiplied by 5 upon 3. Then you can divide 1,68,000 by 3. So it will be 3 5 is 15, 3 6 is 18, 56,000 multiplied by 5. So it will come 2,50,000, 2,80,000, 2,80,000. So profit before tax is 2,80,000. Now further I have to add interest in this. Net profit before interest and tax. And because I have calculated the interest amount in absolute terms, 2,80,000 plus 70,000, it will become 3,50,000. It will become 3,50,000. So now I can calculate interest coverage ratio. 3,50,000 net profit before interest and tax divided by total fixed interest charges, that is 70,000. So now again my net interest coverage ratio is coming 5 times. So in such type of questions where first thing is that interest profit after interest and tax is given, first thing. Then second thing is that tax rate is given. In that situation, first assume the amounts like this. I have shown you, assume the profit before tax as 100. Then whatever tax rate has been given, deduct that amount of tax, you will get the remaining amount of profit percentage. Now, if I will divide this profit by this much percentage and multiply it by 100, I will get profit before tax. I will get profit before tax. This amount I will get in absolute terms. And in this amount, I have added this interest of 70,000. So So I got profit before tax and interest. This way we have completed our second type of ratios also, that is solvency ratios. So two types of ratios we have covered, liquidity ratios and solvency ratios. We have covered current ratio and liquid ratio. We have covered debt equity ratio, total assets to debt ratio, proprietary ratio and interest coverage ratio. 6 ratios we have done. So please try to practice them properly. Tomorrow we will be starting activity ratios or turnover ratios, and it is a very important part of ratio analysis. And I want you that you all be prepared for these turnover ratios. Before we start, you should complete these all topics.